Hello, welcome to Hair in the Hawthorn. We are doing a mini series right now, which is looking at people's personal experiences within the paranormal world. We've already seen one guest already. Last week that was up, and we've had a brilliant response from you guys saying that you love these sort of shorter clips and people's personal experiences. As with the last video that I did, if you can relate to what my guests are saying or have experiences that are similar or could throw some light onto what may have happened, a different angle, or if you want more information from that guest, just post it down below. I'm going to have lots in this mini series. I've got some fantastic people lined up. I don't know anything about the stories that people are going to tell me, their experiences that they're having. So I'm going to be in this with you guys. I'm going to be as kind of unclear and unsure about what's going to happen and where these stories are going to go. I'm going to stop my rambling because, as usual, I've had far too much coffee this afternoon to keep myself awake for this because I want to be super alert. So I have a guy with me today who I have met personally at a paranormal investigation with the Ghost Finder Paranormal Society, who I'm part of. And he has very kindly come along to share not one but two experiences, but the second experience will be a little bit later. You'll have to wait for that one. It'll be a few weeks down the line. So without further ado, I want to say hi, Andrew. How are you doing?
Hello, Kate. How are you? I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We've been having a bit of a chat. There's lots been going off just before this discussion, and my head's just been like, woo, where can we go with this? So I was saying to you earlier, I will have you back for a longer interview because I don't think that these experiences are going to even touch the surface of what you've come across.
No. No, there's a lot more I could delve into. Yeah,
I'm sure, and I'm going to really love sort of putting together an interview for that. I don't want to take up too much time, so I'm dead excited to find out what your first experience is that you want to share with us.
Okay, well, the first experience actually wasn't actually with Ethereal Wales, which is the little paranormal group I've got now based in Wales. It's actually more of a personal experience that I had when I was a lot younger, which is one of the reasons why this has become part of my life, if you like. It dates back to around sort of like probably the late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember the exact year that this happened, but I was around 9 or 10 at the time, and we were at a place called Hayden Hill House, which is, I think I just actually, that's where I was born. So it's in the area that I was born. And it's a Georgian house that's in the middle of a country park in the Midlands, in a place called Cradley. Now, we went on a school trip. We were taken from our primary school to the house, and we were allowed access to the house, and we were allowed to walk around the house. Anyway, as you can imagine, as kids, we got a little bored when we were being rambled to about certain things. And so me and my friend Chris, we decided to sort of break off from the group and go and have our little sort of like look around of places that we might be able to go into or might be able to access. And anyway, we came across a flight of stairs that had a sign across it saying no entry, when we'd been told that there were certain parts of the house that we weren't allowed to go into. Anyway, we were like, come on, let's go up these stairs. Anyway, just before that, and during the time that we were walking around, I had actually started to smell pipe smoke as we were walking around the house. And I did mention it to the teachers, but they dismissed it and said, no, there's nothing, can't smell it. Anyway, so I sort of dismissed it as well, and just carried on with what we did. But anyway, when we went up these stairs, I got the smell again of a stale odor, like pipe smoke or similar. And then all of a sudden, as we were climbing up the stairs, I could hear what I thought was a child crying. And anyway, it makes my hair stand on end even thinking about this, even to this day. And I said to Chris, can you hear that? And he said, no, he couldn't hear it. Anyway, I turned around and I was looking around the stairs, a really small staircase it was. And all of a sudden there was an attic door above us, and there was a blue hue of light underneath the door, which I spotted straight away. And I sort of thought, what the hell is that? Like, you know, like as a kid, you can imagine, I was absolutely terrified. I thought there must be something coming out the door, like, you know. It was like a scene out of Poltergeist, because it was that blue hue of like that you get. Anyway, I said to Chris, ran off. He'd gone, because I said to him, I can hear a child crying. I must have scared him. Like, anyway, I braved it. I don't know what got into me, but I walked up to the door to see if it was open, and the door opened, and it swung back really slowly. And as the door opened, there was a little boy in front of me, dressed in what I can only describe as a cloth cap, Georgian clothing, things like that, with his head buried in his hands like this, crying. And all of a sudden, he turned and looked at me, and I absolutely bolted down the stairs, because it frightened the life out of me. The way this little boy's head moved towards me was so slow and, like, you know, purposely looking at me. Anyway, I bolted down the stairs and I ran to try and find the group, and I couldn't find the group. And then again, I had the smell of the pipe smoke. So I then heard the group and I thought, oh no, where are they? So as I was running towards the group again, where I'd found them, this black mass of what I don't know what it was. It was floating across the stairs. It went past me, it went down the stairs, and it disappeared out of sight, this black smoke. And then I saw my group of friends down the bottom of the stairs, and I went, and it terrified me. And
that is probably just amazing amount of paranormal activity in one fell swoop. And when you were telling me about the blue light, I don't often get goosebumps about stuff, but I probably like goosebumps then. That is,
you know what? It's still,
go on.
It still gives me goosebumps now, even thinking about it, because it was my first experience of the paranormal and of a ghost. It stuck with me for my whole life.
And what a baptism, though! Full-blown apparition. Yeah. You know, you've got strange light phenomena, full-blown apparition. You've got smells manifesting, and then you've got a black mass manifesting. It's a wonder that you ever got into the paranormal. I think that would have put me off for life.
You know what? It spurred me on when I was a kid to read about ghosts. It didn't. The weirdest thing about it, it scared me, obviously, because I was young. I was only about 9, 10, whatever I was. But I thought, what was that? What is it? In my head, and do you know what I did? I went and got a copy of Peter Underwood's ghost book. The very famous book of all the ghost pictures and things like that. And I started reading into ghosts and the paranormal and UFOs and all types of paranormal, not just the normal types of paranormal. And it spurred me on from that day to look into it. But it was also the day I realised that I was, I could see these things and that I could experience them.
Yeah, I mean that's brilliant, because then it gives you time to really develop, doesn't it? When if you're very aware that that's the kind of that's where your antennae is, you know, on a psychic and on a mediumship level. You know, for me, I was totally the other way. I was like very aware of these things and just can't cope with it. And I couldn't cope with it for a very, very long time, because I found it way too much for me, definitely. One thing that I've got to ask about this is that you said that you didn't have any fear, that you just walked up to that door. What was it? Was that a natural response for you? Were you quite fearless as a child then, or was this?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I always was, but it was what drew me to the door was the light. Mm-hmm. That's what drew me to the door. That's what drew me to the door. And when I heard the crying, I was like, "There's a child. There must be a child lost." That's what I thought. I think as a child, I thought, "Oh no, like a child's lost," like, you know. But opening that door and seeing that child has stuck with me for the rest of my life. And I mean, obviously it frightened me because I ran, but then obviously when whatever this black smoke was that followed me downstairs actually led me back to my school group. So whether that was a spirit leading me away from that, I don't know. I still don't know to this day. But I'll never forget seeing that image of the boy. And honestly, it's just stuck with me for the rest of my life.
So what's the name of the place? Was it Hayden Hill House?
Hayden Hill House. It's in Cradley, which is a few miles from where I was born. I'm gonna put it out there to people watching this, because I know that other people hopefully will have been and visited that property, or have heard of things that have happened in that property. Yeah. If people have, drop a link down the bottom, and let's see if we can get some people who have had similar experiences, or who've heard of similar experiences in that property, because that would be brilliant if we could get, you know, other people chatting about things that may have happened there, or similar. I mean, particularly for me, the kind of the blue light and the energy, and why these things happen prior to manifestation is a super interesting topic in itself, isn't it? You know, I could talk for hours about that side of it. You know, the pops and fizzes that occur when things manifest, and the light that occurs, and the smells that occur. You know, it's not just manifestation of energy as an entity, but all these other things around it. I am very mindful that I really could stay and talk to you forever about this one. I want to keep these short and sweet, and I'm going to get you back on and talking about another experience that you've had, because that one was mind blowing. So I'm really looking forward to your next one. So, Andrew, I want to thank you so much for sharing that experience, and I will speak to you very soon. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye.